I'm Graham Hill, I'm the shepherd for Clinton Devon Estates. We run 1,300 commercial mules, which are lambing in March, fattening all lambs off of green grass. We've now gone organic, which was a whole estate policy, which has thrown up quite a few challenges. Whereas we used to drench our lambs routinely, changing the different drugs, but including the white-based drenches, which would include the selenium and cobalt, and we never had any trace element problems with our lambs. But going organic, we have limitations with our drenching and also limitations with putting out any minerals. Our lambs were looking dry in their coats. Something was definitely not right. We called the vet in, did a blood test, showed up that we were lacking in selenium and cobalt, and hence starting to bolus all our lambs with the Animax boluses, and with a huge amount of success.
What health problems were you noticing in the lambs before you started bolusing them?
Primarily just that they weren't growing as well as they have done in the past, and also they were looking very dry skinned. It was difficult to pick up immediately because we run a large flock of sheep, we're spread out, different grazing, etc. And you always have some lambs that will do well whatever, and you always have what I call some bottom end lambs. But as a whole picture, we could see that the lambs weren't where they should be, so hence the bolusing and hence the results that we're getting.
After you started bolusing, what results did you notice?
The lambs generally pick up, they look healthier, better skinned, yeah, a little bit more bounce in simple terms. Just as a stockman, you just notice these things when you go into the field. We are happy visually by the lambs, and also, you know, you can generally see when your flock and your lambs are picking up.
Do you find the bolus easy to administer?
The boluses are easy to administer, yeah. We're fortunate enough to have a reasonably good handling system here, a 3-foot race. We run them up through, obviously keep them uptight. We have now got a lot of arable ground that's been taken out, been put into red clover lays. And mentioning the red clover there is why we've started bolusing our ewes, because a big chunk of the time they're running on the red clover. We're feeding red clover silage in the winter, and we have the issue with the goitrogens, so hence bolusing the ewes with not only cobalt and selenium but iodine as well. And we've actually found that the second year in we have relatively high multiples, about 2 to 250 ewes carrying triplets, and we were getting some stillbirths in the triplets. There was no classic signs of any abortion. We investigated that matter. It's definitely the iodine levels. So actually our ewes last year that were carrying triples, we actually bolused twice with the iodine, and we had virtually no stillbirths that we couldn't account for this year. I feel sure that that is working 100%. So as long as we're growing the red clover, which is part of the organic system, then yeah, that's what we're doing.